I just want to talk about being anchored in April. That's what I really want to talk about. This month, of course, based upon the seasons, it speaks to showers, speaks to rain, uh, new growth. Right? You made it. Think about this. As we're in the month of April, as we're in the spring season, you made it through your coldest season. You made it through your trying season. You made it through, uh, as some people would say, as Sister Soldier would say, the coldest winter ever. You made it through some tough times and some storms. And now is not the time for you to just venture out. Now is not the time for you to just, be haphazard and just to think about what it is about that's all about you. But it is the time to remain anchored with the showers of blessings that are coming, with the new growth that is happening in your life, right? With what is getting ready to bloom, as you got to make room to bloom, and expect that God has the best that is planned. Listen, the preparations of the heart are of man, but the Lord is the one who is the discerner of the heart. Right? The Lord is the one who takes what it is that we experience, what we deal with, and He takes us through, in many cases, the fire, the trying of our faith, worketh patience, experience, and experience hope. And the way to remain anchored, we got to do it in our prayer life. We got to make sure that we're taking our time to not just put our laundry list of what we want God to do, but what it is that He's requiring of us. Right? How do we become an even better steward? Right? When was the last time that you even said in prayer, Lord, how do you want me to be a better steward of the gift that you've given me? How do you want me to be a better steward of the financial resources that you place into my hand? What being a better steward is all about is saying, God, you've given this to me. Now I'm going to multiply it. No, I'm not going to allow myself to be subtracted from my destiny. I'm not going to be divided. If anything, this is addition and multiplication. How have you been able to multiply the gifts that God has given you? You know He's giving you that talent for music. You know He's giving you that talent to write. You know He's giving you your speaking gift ability. You know He's giving you that incredible idea of how to turn your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts. Are you resting on your laurels? What are you doing, and what do you need to be doing better? We got to look at ourselves in the mirror. We got to hold ourselves accountable. How are we multiplying the gift? How are we being a good steward of what God has placed in our possession? And if not, listen, we got to go back to the drawing board and rethink some things. For me to be a good steward, I got to be anchored. I've got to be hearing from Him. I've got to understand that I'm anointed to be anchored. I'm anointed to prosper. I'm anointed to be blessed. I'm anointed to empower my community. I'm anointed because you're not just a waste of space. You're here for such a time as this. Got to be yoked. We got to be anchored in our prayer life. We got to do it in our study time. I got to study to show myself approved. I've got to allow the Word of God to be a mirror in my life, to where when I look in the Word, if I am not a reflection of what I'm reading, I need to be doing something different. I got to be reflecting grace. I got to be reflecting power. I got to be reflecting the fruits of the Spirit. I got to be reflecting love, joy, peace, patience, perseverance, right? Long suffering, meekness, temperance. I got to be reflecting those fruits, right? In order to reflect the fruit, got to make sure I know what my root is in. In order for me to have the fruit, I got to be rooted. There we go. I got to be anchored. See, the storms will come. The winds will blow. The rains will try to uproot what it is that you have. But are your roots deep enough to be anchored amidst all of the tempestuous trials and situations? That's where it's got to be. We got to hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we are anchored, to make sure that we're rooted. And listen, when you're rooted, you're going to rise. When you're rooted, hear me, you may be like the bamboo tree to where you see everybody else is growing. Everybody else is getting blessed. Everybody else is getting engaged. Everybody else is married. Everybody else seems to be reaping their harvest of blessing. Everybody else, every time I turn around, to a certain degree, now we can be a little insecure. To a certain degree, now we can look at ourselves a little bit differently. When in many cases, we need to understand this. Listen, if God is blessing my neighbor, that means he's in my neighborhood. Everybody may be getting blessed right now. That's good for them. But I know mine is coming because I'm a bamboo tree. My roots are not surface. My roots run deep. The higher that I need to go, the deeper that I need to be rooted. Ooh, I hope you're listening to me. If you intend to live your life at the highest peak that you can possibly live, you can't be rooted on the surface. You'll be uprooted. You gotta be rooted and anchored with depth. It may take a little bit longer. You may have to cry a little bit harder. You may have to work a little bit harder. But when your roots run deep, hear me, bamboo tree doesn't always grow in the first 4 years. But in that 5th year, no signs of growth at all in year 1. No signs at all of growth in year 2. No signs at all of growth in year 3. Now, not only are people questioning you, but now you start questioning yourself. No growth at all in year 4, but year 5, you can stay rooted. If you can stay grounded, if you cannot allow yourself to be uprooted by frustration, be uprooted by worry, but to be uprooted by trauma and turmoil, if you cannot uproot your root or allow the enemy to do it, or allow backbiters, or allow the opinions and the perceptions of people who want to keep you imprisoned, and hear me, let year 5 come around. 5 is a number of grace. 5 is a number of favor. What does the bamboo tree do? It grows 60 feet in 8 weeks. Not only am I surpassing the people who I thought were surpassing me, but you're going higher. And the higher you can go, the bamboo tree is able to go so high because it's rooted so deep. You got to stay anchored. You got to stay committed. I'm anchored. I'm rooted. Even in the midst of frustration. I'm frustrated, but I'm rooted. I'm tired, but I'm rooted. Been hurt, but I'm rooted. But I will not give up. I will go up. In order for a seed to go up, hear me, it first has to go down. Are you willing to go down and be rooted so that you can rise? Are you willing to be anchored long enough so that you can be blessed soon enough? It's your time to go for it. It's your time to believe it. It's your time to seize it, because it's your season.